Early in 1991, the United States, Britain and their coalition allies unleashed a ferocious attack on Iraq's military forces.
Splash. That was an excellent splash.
BBC South cameraman Martin Welsh and I witnessed the devastation. We filmed on the Basra High Road, where thousands of Iraqis perished when the coalition attacked a big convoy. We saw the oil wells that were set on fire by Saddam Hussein's retreating forces. And in the desert, there were hundreds of Iraqi tanks, either blown up or simply abandoned by their crews. Amongst the British troops involved in Operation Desert Storm were the men of 90 Ordnance Company from Tidworth on Salisbury Plain.
I'm Private Jason Glasgow.
Jason was 20 years old in 1991. He told us about his experiences during the conflict.
The first day of the actual war, we did get some mock setups, like air attack. We got to jump in our trenches and put NBC respirators on. That was a little bit nerve-wracking, but no, it's been quite mellow, really, you know.
Oh, God. A quarter of a century later, Jason still thinks a lot about what he and his mates did in the Gulf.
I think that's the last time I had hair. I was watching back the film then, I was thinking what was going on in my head, you know. We just looked like children, looked like kids. It's unbelievable.
I was expecting a lot worse, from the war and that, but it's been all right.
It may be our naivety, our young and brave, and just like there was no fear. It was just, I think it was just like that. If it was now, I think I'd worry a little bit more.
Out in the desert, Jason's best mate was a soldier called Chris Stacey.
I expect, like most people, you learn a lot more about yourself and about your mates, really. Any soldier could have come out here and done the job that we've done. It's just that we were lucky enough to get picked to come out here.
25 years later, Chris now lives in Thailand, where he's head of English at a high school near Bangkok.
The most memorable experience I have are the numerous occasions with my buddies, especially with Jason in trenches. We did everything together. There never is anything like the army for bringing friends close together.
While Chris went into teaching, Jason had a variety of jobs after leaving the army. He was an HGV driver, a semi-professional footballer and a fashion model.
For 5 years.
What, in the UK?
Yes, yeah. Well, I went over to America for 4 years in a row, over to Florida doing it.
Today, Jason lives in Cambridge with his wife Sharon. He works as a sales consultant.
This is my office.
He says his experiences in the Gulf War had a huge impact on him.
I was a child, but I grew up a lot. My mother noticed a difference in me. I was a lot more mature when I came back, and it did a lot of positive things for me.
And both Jason and Chris say that barely a day goes by when they don't think about what they did in the Gulf War.